Very good afternoon to everyone. I would like to welcome all those who are attending this session. It's now time to introduce speakers of the day. Mr. Rishi Chopra, Assistant Professor and Assistant Dean, School of Computer Applications, Lovely Professional University. He's a published author. He's having 20 years of teaching experience at UG and PG level. He has guided many master's projects. Apart from the academics, he is also playing key role in administration as a project head admissions. He has delivered 200 plus career counselings, motivational sessions, and seminars at various organizations of repute. He has organized various technical events and has been the part of international and national conferences. I welcome you, sir. We also have with us Sameer Sharma. Mr. Sameer Sharma, business leader and technology enthusiast with more than 14 years of experience in technology, marketing, automation, and local space. He launched Shotflow and U-Engage in 2018. U-Engage helps in digitalizing customer businesses and launched their own commission-free apps to bring customers closer to the brand. He is as a founder of Trideal. He founded Trideal in 2012 in Chandigarh. After successful acquisition of his first startup, Trideal by Paytm own little app in 2015, was leading marketing as VP Marketing at Little App. His experience in marketing automation product development has been helped for the startup to stay ahead of its competitors in key markets across India. He joined Paytm and was leading a team under Paytm Mall with annualized GMV run rate of Indian rupees 1200 crores. He worked with multi-billion dollars organizations like HCL and E-Trade Financial in the past. He has experience in hyperlocal deals, digital payments, marketing automation, product development. Coming from a small border area town in Punjab, he has keen interest in encouraging entrepreneurship among youth from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. I welcome you, sir. We also have with us the most appropriate person to take up the queries regarding admissions, Dr. Tashinder Preet Kaur, Professor at Mittal School of Business, Lovely Professional University, COC Department of Counseling and Admission. She is going to take up fee, scholarship, and infrastructure part of the university. Welcome, ma'am. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Suman. It was a very detailed introduction of ours, and I would like to welcome our esteemed guest, Mr. Sameer, as well, who has spared the time from his busy schedule to throw some light on the industry requirements. He is representing the industry, so you'll be getting valuable inputs from him very, very soon. And of course, Dr. Tushinder will be helping you saving money, of course, because he's going to talk about the scholarship part. So for money, remember the face, Dr. Tushinder. Yeah. So I'll be quickly taking up a few of the discipline part. I'm going to explain what all offerings School of Computer Applications has to make for you. And I hope after this presentation and after this webinar is over, you'll be in a better position to take a decision on to what the program is better for you. And that's the agenda for this webinar. So give me some time to start the presentation. I hope my screen is visible to you all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let me talk about the School of Computer Applications, and we are going to discuss probably the Masters in Computer Applications prominently, and I'll be discussing few of the other programs as well. So quickly moving on to the agenda and the points which we are going to talk upon, we are going to ponder upon, we are going to touch upon the careers up ahead, and then we are going to talk about the industry trends and expectations from the students. And the inputs, of course, over here would be given by Mr. Samir as well. The new age programs and the specializations that LPU has to offer to you. And then we'll talk about the most important thing, practical aspect, which is covered as projects that will make your resume more heavy. And then we'll take a few of your questions, right? So moving quickly to so this picture, you can have a close look at this. The world is changing, and it has changed. The requirements have changed. Of course, the industry requirements, the human being requirements, everybody's requirements have changed. We have started moving in a different direction now. And it was for the first time in the history, the entire world took a collective pause and is preparing for it once again. And everything newly required is because of this. We are also part of it, and we are going to make the best out of it. So if I talk about this person you can see over there, I can show you your future basically through this picture. Those who are aspiring the admission over here, you can be one of these which I'm going to show you on my screen. So you can see there are a few graphs over there, there are a few dots, there is one map, there is some data over there. And this person is actually a data analyst. So this is one of the very good profession that you can be into. I started my presentation with the future, the scope or what you can be. So if you see this person over here, he's writing also, he's having money in his hand, on the right side few statistics, and then he's handling the clock also. He is a project manager. So very, very good place to be after doing degrees in computer application. So this person, very creative one, doing something onto the computer screen, and he can be a web designer, a UI UX designer. Yes, you can be like him as well. So she's doing something along with a cup of coffee. She is doing a lot of coding. You see the lines over there. She is a programmer. So this is just a view of what you can be and what you should be after you select this area of academics. So moving on to, in order to become all these professions which I have already shown you, we have few of the programs that will lead to these outcomes. Okay, after 12th, we are offering a BCA, we have BCA honors, we have BCA with big data analytics, we have BCA honors in computer science, we have BSc information technology, we have BSc IT with international credit transfer options. And you can see we have MCA over here, we have MCA honors, we have MSc information technology, we have BCA lateral entry also, the admission to the second year, which comes after the diploma. We have full-time and part-time PhDs as well. These are the offerings by the school to all levels of entries. If we talk about industry tie-ups, see, without industry, we are nothing. And of course, some part of the industry has to be taken from the student, and we provide the product to the industry as well. And so we need to have the tie-ups with many of the big brands that absorb you in your dream companies. And we have industry tie-ups with Microsoft, IBM, Google, CompTIA, and many more to come. Definitely these types of tie-ups which we are I've shown over here, I'll be discussing it in future slides. So let's talk about new age specializations that we offer. See, specialization is extremely required whenever you sit in an interview. Definitely, they are going to ask you in which field you are specialized. So I'll be showing you what all specializations along with the normal degree we offer. So in graduation level, we offer gaming, very demanding thing. Definitely a UI UX designer, a game designer is definitely in demand, and we are offering that specialization. We have mobile application development, the most trending one, and everything is on mobile, so apps are always going to be in demand. Data science, the buzzword which is coming up very frequently, and most of the jobs are going to be in data science and artificial intelligence. So web development, of course, it's going to be evergreen thing. We have specialization in networking and security as well, which is most demanding thing. Then we talk about a few of the specializations offered by the school in post-graduation data science, of course, in tie-up with IBM, and cyber security, of course, in tie-up with CompTIA, and we have specialization with web development also. So these were few of the specializations that are expected by the industry and are in demand. We quickly move on to some of the core subjects. Quickly, I'll be showing what is to be there in cyber security. If we talk about cyber security, these are the things which are going to be taken up: network administration, securing network and IT infrastructure, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing would be there. Cyber forensics would be taken up. Securing and networking and IT infrastructure would be taken up. And there is a lab corresponding to this subject, that's this one, and a cyber forensics lab. Along with the practical, every subject is being covered. If we talk about data science, probability and statistics, along with the lab, data science toolbox, along with the labs, advanced data visualizations, along with the lab. And the machine learning, of course, is going to be a part of it. And if we talk about web development, we have most advanced subjects: styling and scripting of web development using PHP, responsive web design, and web performance optimization. So this was little in depth. I told you which specializations and the core subjects which are being offered. Now, in order to, this was what we offer. Now let's talk about a few of the industry trends and expectations from the student. Other than the academics part would be definitely delivered by the school. But there, other than that, I think industry is looking for, it has a separate set of expectations which we have gathered, which should be inculcated in you to get better placements, right? So let's see what are those. So what is expected from the students post COVID-19? So the effects would be, you should be technology savvy. Technology savviness is required. Don't stay away from the gadget. Be close to the gadgets and try to find out how do they work and what is the actual performance. Know your devices thoroughly. So that's what the industry wants. Data literacy. There is lots and lots of data around you. Actually, the data is money now, and you should have knowledge about the basic knowledge about the data. What type of data is it? Is it normalized one or not? And how to use the data, and how to predict something out of the data. So that's little, not the expertise, yes, but the basics are required by the industry. You should have critical thinking nature as well. You should be, analysis should be strong, and evaluation should be strong. So critical thinking is a mandate by the industry to get a better job. So resilience to recover quickly from the difficulties. So there are going to be lots and lots of complications and difficulties going to come on your way, but you should be in a position to recover from those difficulties and quickly move ahead. Adaptability and flexibility. The most important thing which I personally feel should be in a student should be adaptability. Whichever environment you are sitting into and whatever comes to you, should be flexible to get that, absorb that, and continue with the work, right? Then creativity and innovation. Of course, the people, those who have better creativity and innovation, those are selected in good companies at better positions. So try to inculcate these things into you, not fully, I suppose, but yes, to the maximum, right? Emotional intelligence, very, very important. Emotionally, how strong you are, how intelligent you are, that's required. So I take up to this was the industry requirement, and I told you what we are offering for you. Now I'm going to tell you how we do this. So requirements are given, subjects are taught. How do we do it? How do we come up to the expectations of the industry? What school does? Puts you in the hackathons. Very, very important. The live problem is given to you, and you are given a definite period of time. You sit in a group and solve the problem. That gives you the real idea of the problem and the ways to find out the solution. Those hackathons are going to be very, very helpful, which are conducted by the school, definitely. Then we have industry visits and internships, which are on your way. They will really give you an edge in the placements. Industry oriented curriculum. We definitely, every 6 months, we sit together and call industry people and try to grasp what are the changes in the industry, and those are incorporated into the curriculum as well to bridge the gap. So we have placement oriented activities. A lot of activities are being conducted, like MOOC interviews, MOOC tests are over there, mock interviews, MOOCs are there. Definitely they are going to help. Workshops and seminars. You are going to deliver a lot of seminars which are the part of your curriculum. In-house training in collaboration with Infotech. This is the company that is run by LPU in-house, and that's making a good number of softwares, and you have an opportunity to work over there and learn. Hands-on experience on live projects. So live projects wherever possible, yes, they are going to give you a better resume. Interaction with the industry leaders. Very frequently industry leaders are going to come. Today also Mr. Samir is here to interact with you. This is one of the very nice example of interaction with industry leaders. Yes, and we have guest lectures, of course, a series of guest lectures for you, certifications and MOOCs paid, as well as at a very discounted prices. We have the tie-ups. Personality development classes for the holistic development of the student. Like, it's not always academics which can take you which can fetch you a nice job. It's like the way you put up the things, the way you look like. So all these things other than the academics are covered in personality development classes. Okay, so quickly we have career pathways options also, whichever pathway you want to move into. Like if you are doing a UG program and you want to go for higher studies, we will give you only that type of inputs if you select this pathway. If you want to move to the government jobs, yes, that level of input would be given to you and not the higher studies. These are exclusive ones. Corporate jobs. If you want corporate jobs, those inputs are provided to you, right? Not the other two. So that's a very good flexibility that we have in our curriculum. Research, a very, very strong thing that makes you that highlights you in the industry is research and innovation. And the School of Computer Application, along with the students and faculty, they have worked on most of the projects in artificial intelligence and e-healthcare solutions, data science and educational data mining. They have worked on robotics and to facilitate farming, IoT, artificial intelligence, AI for business applications, data security in cloud. All these projects are going on. Many of them have been completed. The idea behind this is we have the facility and the manpower as well as the infrastructure to support all these researches in the campus. So talking about the achievements in research, we have actually gone for 11 plus patents till now, 500 plus publications, 60 plus book chapters, 10 plus conferences. And research achievements in research, they have made a Bharat Suraksha Yantra that is appreciated by MHRD COVID-19 Samadhan Challenge. So we are into everything which is for the society. So that's a automatic shielding socket they have made. It was really to like secure your fingers in the power sockets of your home. Now let's talk about projects. Spend 2-3 minutes on this projects. Actually, the more projects you do, the more your resume gets heavier and more acceptable in the industry. So for that, we allocate the projects and we try every project to be live one. And each year, pre-project expo is conducted where the best projects created by the students are exhibited and also evaluated by the industry. So these opportunities are going to be there. So if we talk about few of the already done projects by my students, so the prevention of disease in rice farming using IoT, very well deserved and very well proved project is there. And if you talk about criminal face detection, students are doing on to this and they are using machine learning and artificial intelligence onto the same. So auto car service, live projects, they have done it. And if we talk about placements, if you see over here, many of you will be finding your dream companies into this slide. You see Tech Mahindra is there, IBM is there, Cognizant is there, Tata Consultancy is there, NIIT is there. So they all are coming to us for the placements. So if we talk about quick view of the statistics of the placements, during COVID time also, when the things were very hard, you see 53.92% of the registered students got placed within that time also. With the highest package for MCA goes to 32 lakhs per annum, and for UG 19.25, and the companies which have taken are listed. Moving ahead quickly, learning beyond the classroom. We have the digital labs, we have SAP Next Gen Lab also. This is a center of excellence which have been created over here. You don't have to move out to do SAP courses. They are in-house center of excellence for us, you, and all the nearby areas of the north. So we have Mac labs, we have Google labs, we have robotic labs, specially designed for specific type of interest that you have. So we're talking about the rankings that give you a fair idea of how the university or an organization or institution works. LPU has been ranked third in India in Atal ranking for the institutions of innovation and achievements. So quickly I move on to the next one, the proud moment for India. LPU makes it to the top 200 universities globally impact rankings. So these are going to help you in taking decisions. Ranks LPU 36th amongst the top universities in India times higher education. So that was one of the achievements. If we talk about infrastructure quickly, this is the main building of Computer Applications Department. These are the lecture halls, central library, open audit is there. So few of the awards and achievements quickly. You see Gaurav Kumar Roy name is registered in India Book of Record Holders in 2020 for maximum e-learning courses and materials published on different online platforms. So students are doing uh, in every branch around that. So for NASA also, they have been awarded. If we talk about gold medal in MILC Award 2022, lovely professional university is there in research category. Rohit Kumar has been enlisted in Facebook Hall of the Fame 2018. So he's representing India over 1,500 plus competitors from 60 countries at the prestigious world scale competition. Ms. Navpreet Kaur is awarded as the Teaching Appreciation Award. If we talk about diversity, we have around 1,800 plus students with 240 international students from 28 plus states and foreign countries, I will 25. So a lot of diversity. You need to sit along, you can meet and know the culture of different states as well as different countries. That would really help you and give you more of the adaptability to work anywhere in the world. So alumni have been placed in Tata Consultancy Services, HP, IBM, Tech Mahindra, and all. So that's my presentation. Quick presentation is over. I'm very keen to talk to Mr. Samir over here, and we'll take up few of the questions as well. I would request Ms. Suman to take up the questions also. Meanwhile, I would be liking to have Mr. Samir on the board. Can we have you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Samir sir, although Ms. Suman has given a good elaborate introduction of yours, I would like you to exactly tell all the attendees what we are doing and uh, exactly what phase is going on and what position you are holding over here.
So, right, sir, so thank you, first of all, for having me here. Thanks, Ms. Suman. So, she has been very courteous to organize in such a short span. So, sir, as far as my own journey is concerned, right, so I'm a computer science graduate my own self, right. I come from a small town in Punjab, and I have worked with. I started my career with HCL Technologies way back in 2007. So mine was also a campus placement, right? And campus has played a very vital role even in my own journey, right? So I worked with HCL for 4 years. Out of those 4 years, for 1.5 years, I was in US in Silicon Valley, right? So that was a time when I actually got to see when Apple iPad was launched for the first time, when Facebook was used to be a single building, or Yahoo was still in the business, right? So I came back to India in 2011, right? So with the sole purpose of being near to my home state, Punjab, right? So I launched a startup called TryD in 2012, and we sold it to Paytm owned Little App in 2015, right? So by I would say skill set or by choice, so I was kind of shying away from coding for years, right? But yes, I think eventually I realized, because this is coding is something which actually gives you, I would say, a tool, a power to create a lot of things, right? So like a lot of students in campus, or a lot of students in, as a teenager in the early years of, I would say, your growing up years, I was also kind of running away from coding, right? Because a lot of students think that coding is something which is very tedious and it cannot be learned easily. But over the period of years, so trust me, coding is something, if you start getting into it, it is very addictive in a healthy way. It is very powerful, right? Coding is something which has given wings to, small town entrepreneurs like me, right? Who have been able to, build something which is used by millions of users, right? Through which, we are able to provide a lot of jobs now, right? So I urge everyone around me, to start coding as early as possible, right? Start getting into computer science courses as soon as possible, right? MCA or BTech, right? Whatever allows as per your career aspirations. So 2015, when I sold the company, sir, I moved to Bangalore, right? Where our acquiring company was headquartered. So I was leading the marketing team over there as VP of Little App, right? So again, we were operational in 17, 18 cities, and the app was having almost 3 million plus downloads across India, right? And it was one of the fastest growing app at that point of time. That was further merged into Paytm, and I got to work with Paytm, in their Noida headquarters, right? So where I was leading a team of almost 600 people, and uh, we grow a GMV of 0 to 1200 CR, right? Annualized GMV within 6 months. So that was it. But eventually, my core focus has always been to encourage entrepreneurship from Punjab, right? So my point was, if I am not in Punjab, so how can I do that? Somebody has to lead by an example. So I shifted back to Chandigarh in 2018, and we launched two startups. One is called Edu-Engage, second is called Shoutlo. Shoutlo is a B2C platform again, something like TriDeal. We do a lot of hyper local content. We do a lot of events. We do a lot of local deals. Of course, it was badly impacted during COVID because restaurants were closed, salons were closed. So Edu-Engage is our technology platform, which has actually grown a lot in the last 4 years, right? In fact, Edu-Engage was the one who powered Government of Punjab's COVA apps essential delivery on the peak of the COVID, right? So we volunteered for it because we had a ready platform, and Government of Punjab was kind enough to allow us to run the pilot. It was a pro bono initiative because like any other kid, so my parents were also alone in my hometown, and my concern was how will they get the groceries at the home, right? So we all remember, 21st March 2020. So everyone panicked, right? So we had no idea. Second lockdown, we were still prepared. First lockdown, nobody was prepared. Nobody had seen something like this in the whole lifetime, right? So that's where we thought that whatever we have developed, that should be used in a healthy way at this point of time. And Government of Punjab actually onboarded 15,000 grocery stores with a span of 10 days across Punjab, right? And people were able to order their groceries, their dairy products, their vegetables, their medicines, all the essentials via the platform, right? So via Edu-Engage, this is what we do. We basically provide no-code apps, right? We digitize campuses as well. In fact, we have in talks with LPU as well for the same. So hopefully, we will be able to digitize the whole campus into a single app, right? And we work closely with restaurants who are kind of pissed off with Zomato and Swiggy due to ever increasing commissions. We provide them very low cost technology. We provide them marketing automation tools and delivery technology. This is what we have been doing, right? So I think this is all about me. And as a long-term goal, as a long-term vision, I believe that if we really have to thrive as a state, as Punjab, we really need to have more and more engineers, more and more coders, and who can actually work from their own hometowns. Because technology is something, especially after having internet, right? I usually go to my hometown, which is a small border area town. So with a laptop and internet connection, right now I'm able to simply work from there, right? So this is, what I aspire to see in next decade in Punjab, right? So I think more and more students joining computer application courses or computer science courses will be a very key factor to this growth.
Was a really, really a wonderful thing, and to know about your journey and how you started, and it was really, really motivation, a good motivation to all the attendees. So I would, Mr. Sameer, I would like to take a few questions on behalf of all the attendees that would really help them in getting a motivation and a view of the industry. The first thing that I would like to ask you what skill sets the industry expects from the students seeking a respectable place in the industry?
Okay, so I was seeing your presentation, so it was very detailed, so very well mentioned points were already there, right? So I think as a student, especially while you're in campus and getting yourself ready for the industry, right? So industry would always expect, somebody who has ability to transform again and again, the flexibility even that you mentioned, right? That agility to move fast, the agility to learn quickly, right? So I think that will be the future, right? There used to be a time when people said that I am a Java developer for a decade, right? Or I am a COBOL developer for 5 years or 8 years, right? So that trend is changing very quickly because new technology is practically coming every second or third year, right? So I think these are the times when students need to have very strong, I would say basic coding skills, right? They need to understand, how the underlying code works so that when the new technology comes in the picture, right, they should be able to, be flexible about it. They should be able to quickly learn, right? So that, from career perspective, they keep on thriving.
Was really, really wonderful and very motivating, Mr. Sameer. And I'll take up the next thing. What additional inputs or certifications are required by the student to meet the Industry 5.0 expectation?
So again, sir, I think what I said in the first question, it's kind of related to that only. So if you see how Web3 technologies are coming in the picture, or how the Industry 5.0 is shaping up, so we don't have any experts for those technologies. Those technologies so new, right? So that means everyone who is part of all those technologies, so they are still in the learning phase, right? So that's why I always encourage very strongly that please keep on learning, please keep on please be worldly aware, not just locally aware. Please be worldly aware, right? Because that's such armor technology, right? Because if blockchain started thriving in some other country, doesn't mean that we can't learn that in India, right? Yes, for the students to start with, I would say please start experimenting with small ideas. We fortunately live in a times where, of course, internet is pretty cheap, right? We live in India. Internet is one of India has one of the cheapest internet rates across globe, right? So these are like when probably I was in campus or you were in campus, right? So we were dependent on libraries, right? If we had access to a good library, right, to study, or if we had access to somebody who's very knowledgeable. But I think internet has actually given us that power. If some student is really keen, is really willing, right? So internet is your place, your university is your place to come forward, ask for the right directions, right? I think there are enough resources to kickstart with, to work on IoT, to work on ML, to work on AI, so to work on drones, right? So it depends a lot on students' own appetite to learn.
That was really, really insightful, Sameer. And I'll quickly take up one more question before we move on to Dr. Toshinder. Keeping the future in focus, what kind of new programs? We have already started up with a few of the programs in tie-up with the industry, wherein we are actually um, telling the industry people to teach around 25% of the courses,
Right, right.
type of specialization. We have already started up with that, and we have uh, we have various additional offerings along with the MOOCs and certifications at very low price, as we have the tie-up with the industry people. What type of new programs other than these, if you would like to suggest, if we can start, that would really help us and the students.
So first of all, I would like to congratulate LPU and your team because even as I would say a common person in the region, I'm well aware of that you guys have been the front runners about launching new courses in the region, right? Yes, like you already mentioned, the LPU already has a lot of courses which are driven by industry. But still, I think if I can just add my few pointers to it, we really, I think, keep on thriving to encourage our students. One, of course, how to keep on learning new courses, right? To keep on learning new technologies, right? Two, of course, there are few upcoming or already thriving standards which I already mentioned. I know there are already some AI and ML courses within LPU, right? There are already some courses around IoT as well, right? So these things are gonna be around for at least 3 to 4 years of horizon. So while these students are gonna be ready for the industry, so these factors are gonna be very important, right? So I think those courses need to be keep on improvised, with the help of industry, right? Especially focus on AI, especially focus on ML, especially focus on IoT, especially focus on blockchain, and also especially focus on any full stack technology programs, right? So because moving forward, we will be seeing a lot of no code or low code coding architectures, right? So during those times, companies would want to onboard, I would say, students or the coders who are well versed with the whole ecosystem, right? So just working on front end or just working on back end or just working on database, right? That will be a thing of past in few years time, right? So students needs to be geared up that they should be able to at least visualize the whole full stack, right? How to design a front end, how to code it, how to link it with the backend APIs, how to connect with the data sources, how to host it on, some cloud service, right? So these will be default expectation of industry, right? So where students are ready to be deployed in a way that they know the whole architecture, they know the full stack of launching a new product, right? So even if end of day they don't get to work on all of the things, but from understanding perspective, from expectation perspective, industry would be looking for this.
Wonderful. That was really, really a wonderful input for all the attendees. And you heard from Mr. Sameer that maybe not the perfection is required by the industry right now at your stage. Little knowledge, but the correct one is required. And one more input from my side, learning is important. Unlearning is also important. You need to unlearn few of the things which are not required. When you unlearn the things, then you make a place for them. And quickly, we'll give a little break to Mr. Sameer if we have few of the queries after a little presentation by Dr. Tushinder, and we'll come back again. Over to Dr. Tushinder. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ms. Suman, may I get the screen sharing rights? Ms. Suman, may I get the screen sharing rights?
You are not audible for me.
I'm saying kindly give this screen sharing rights.
Okay, I'm doing.
I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Professor Rishi. Yeah. So good afternoon, one and all. I'll be speaking about the rankings, the campus life, the infrastructure, as well as the fee and scholarship for the program. So to start with, 13 students of LPU represented India in Tokyo Olympics 2020, and they brought laurels by winning gold, silver, and bronze medals. Now I'll speak about the rankings which university is holding. So to particular, LPU is ranked 36th amongst top universities in India as per the Times Higher Education World University 2022. LPU is now among top 200 universities globally as per the Times Higher Education Impact Ranking 2021. So we also feel proud that LPU is ranked third in India in Atal ranking of institution on innovation achievements. In addition to this, LPU has been ranked 62nd by NIRF. Now I'll talk about the campus life as well as the exposure which student gets from us. So the the picture which you can visualize is of 106th Indian Science Congress, which LPU proudly hosted, wherein the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji inaugurated this event, and he gave the slogan that is Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan, Jai Anusandhan. A glimpse where you can see the Nobel laureate for peace and the great spiritual leader of Tibet, Dalai Lama, graced the convocation of LPU as a chief guest. The another glimpse where former president late Shri Pranab Mukherjee visited LPU and chaired the convocation. We do promote the startups. Former Union Finance Corporate Minister late Arun Jaitley ji inaugurated the startup school at LPU, wherein he highlighted and asked the students to move ahead to adopt these startups at the very right age. So you can have a look. World-renowned life coach Gaur Gopal Das visited LPU and inspired the students regarding the way of leading life. Now, apart from the great leaders, LPU also welcomed these celebrities, the glimpse of which you are visualizing right now of Shah Rukh Khan and Deepika Padukone, who visited the university, the lovely professional university, to give new students a start to the new career. This glimpse you all are aware of. Former Indian team leader Captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni visited LPU and interacted with the students. Now I'm going to talk about the infrastructure. Proudly to say that LPU's infrastructure is one of the largest and the biggest in the world. The university has 2 amphitheaters. These amphitheaters are basically used to organize the cultural events, the competitions, as well as the skits, nukkad nataks, etc. The university has 3 auditoriums. The one which you are visualizing, this is the Shanti Devi Mittal Auditorium, which is having a seating capacity of 2,500 people, which is basically used to host the competitions, the workshops, the conferences that is of national as well as international repute. This is the Uni Center, which is the heart and soul of lovely professional university. We have lovely suites, various other shops, ranging from stationery to all the food stalls which you may desire. So we do have the incubation centers for the entrepreneurial activities as well. This is a glimpse of a central library. Then we do have a bowling alley just to provide a break from the academic engagements. The university has gymnasiums. 12 gymnasiums are there out of with the world-class facilities such as AC, spa, sauna, cardio, aerobics, just to make you fitness free. So we do have Uni Hospital, which supports the sick and the diseased with all the possible medical treatment. So this is Shanti Devi Mittal Indoor Stadium. So our LPU is proudly having this, the indoor stadium, which is having a multifarious facilities with 6 squash courts, 1 basketball court, 3 volleyball courts are there, badminton courts are there, shooting ranges there, which you can visualize, swimming pools of all weather are there, yoga room, aerobics. So lot many options are there under one roof. So you can have a view of, or rather a day view of lovely professional university. Now this is the night view of lovely professional university, specifically for the residential facility. Now I'll take you through the website where I'll brief you regarding the fee and scholarship which you will be having. So I'm going to type the website. You can also note it down. It's www.lpu.in. So there we go. Just taking a little time. So I want to announce this thing as well. The glimpse which you are having right now, it is of this glimpse is of our Chancellor, sir, of lovely professional university, Ashok Mittal, sir. He is now a member of a parliament in India's upper house, that is Rajya Sabha. Now moving towards the particular program as well as the fee and the scholarship. So either you select a particular program. I'm going to click on the regular programs. I'm going to type a keyword. Either you select a computer applications or you simply type a keyword, that is a BCA. I'm going to click on this particular option, this particular program, Bachelor's in Computer Application. So you will find the eligibility clearly mentioned over there. Professor Rishi also briefed regarding the rankings. I also briefed regarding the rankings. Curriculum highlights are also there. So you can have a look what kind of subjects will be taught to you or what academic input will be given to you. It's clear-cut information is given. 3 years program, 6 semesters. In every year, what courses you all will undergo. So the specializations which have been briefly and clearly described by Professor Rishi, what specializations will be there. Now moving towards the fee structure. So it is also clearly mentioned, but yes, we do acknowledge the hard efforts of yours. So we do have certain scholarships. By scrolling, you can also come to know that. Those are on the basis of your previous academic qualification, maybe on your +2 on the basis of 10, clearly mentioned. Then yes, let's suppose you are not coming in the particular category from the previous qualification. Don't lose hope. Do appear in the university's exam, that is LPU's National Entrance and the Scholarship Test. So you can register for the LPU Nest. We do have the other scholarships on the basis of sports, cultural research and development, bravery, toppers education of board. We are acknowledging every single effort of yours. And last but not the least, financial aid is also there. So you need to click on the particular scholarship, check your eligibility, drop your queries at admission@lpu.co.in. So by scrolling it more, you will come to know the important dates and we'll advise you to book your dates accordingly. So that is how you can see what is the fee structure, how strategically you can target a particular slab, because we are floating you 3 different slabs, 30%, 40% and 50%. So whatever slab you will land in, it will go till the last semester. So that's all from my side. Any queries from your side? You are free to ask.
So
thank you so much, ma'am. It's really very informative. Thank you for your wonderful presentation. I also want to thank you, Mr. Rishi Chopra, for an enlightening and very informative presentation. It was very wonderful watching you talking on School of Computer Application, program offered by the school, industry tie-ups, specialization, industry trends, features and strengths, and many more. I also thank you, Mr. Sameer Sharma. We are grateful for the time and efforts you took to share your thoughts and experience with us. Look forward for our upcoming webinars. We have some queries. Attendees, please put your queries in query box.
So for the time being, I see one query. Can I take up one before we sign off? So it goes to Mr. Sameer again. Sameer says somebody wants to know that other than campus placements, how they can approach the industry, what is the best way to reach the industry and put themselves forward for the placements.
Okay, so I think that's a good one. So apart from companies reaching out to the campuses directly, you should always explore their career and jobs pages on their websites. right? So all the companies do ensure that it's very much updated, and you should find out if there's any relevant position around it, right? Also, their HRs and recruiters are very active on platforms like LinkedIn, right? And you should definitely start making your profile very vibrant on LinkedIn from your first day of campus, right? It's a very powerful tool. Please don't take it lightly, right? And people or the companies would love to hire such talent, who are very, I would say, active on platforms like LinkedIn for relevant posts. Of course, I'm not saying that should be used for any personal posts, but anything which is related to career, the overall growth, right? And please reach out to HRs, recruiters, connect with the relevant, I would say, people via LinkedIn, and I think they'll be more than happy to connect, right? And keep an eye on some of the other job portals as well. Companies have become very organized about posting all their jobs across their website, LinkedIn, Naukri.com, and other things, right? I think that this is it broadly. And in the meanwhile, even if you do miss on your campus placement, I would strongly urge that request the companies to at least allow you for any internships, right? Do not miss any single chance of having real-time experience in any of the companies, right? So please don't wait off that D-Day when the company is going to come to the campus. Start preparing yourself and start being ready. That you should be open to join any internship programs as well before that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sameer, for a very, very valuable inputs that you have given to us. It's over to Ms. Suman.
Ragini Kumari wants to know, she has 3 years gap in her education between bachelor to master degree in computer application. Will affect to get job in top MNC?
Yeah,
Is it from me, sir?
yeah, of course. Yeah.
So trust me, if you talk about any of the good companies right now, nobody is worried about such scenario, right? It's all about the kind of skill set you're having at this point of time. Like I was earlier mentioning that if you have a relevant skill set which is ready and which is useful for the company and industry, I don't think so any would be worried about it, right? Even you should not be worried about it. You should be gunning for the factor that we are sitting in 2022, and you will be sitting for placements in tentatively 24 or 25, right? So what will be the required skill set in 24, 25, right? So I know we cannot just predict future today, but we can anticipate a bit, right? From the trends, from the knowledge that you get from your teachers and I would say campus recruitment coordinators in the campus. They will be very helpful to guide you in right direction. Please be aware that you are not going to be targeting for 2022. Please make yourself ready for 24, right? That's where your assets, your skill set, your knowledge will be required, right? And I don't think so any good company, like I said earlier, any good company would be raising out this point why there is a gap, right?
Thank you so much, everyone. During this exclusive webinar on Mastering Computer Application at LPU, attendees heard from Mr. Rishi Chopra and Mr. Sameer Sharma as on how you can have a successful career in this field. Experts, your years of research, your depth of understanding the topic, and your ability to present the topic in such an interesting way to produce one of the most wonderful evening for all the attendees. On behalf of all the attendees of this webinar, I want to thank you for your insightful presentation. Hopefully, the attendees found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information provided in this webinar to help take better decisions regarding admission. I'm obliged and once again thankful to Mr. Rishi Chopra and Mr. Sameer Verma and Dr. Tushinder Preet for stamping this platform. Signing off for the day.
Thank you.